Thank you, David. Uh, yeah, when Carolina spoke of creation, I perhaps took it a little too literally. So here it is anyway. Uh, a quote from Isaac Dinesen. I will give you no explanation. You must take in whatever you can and leave the rest outside. It is not a bad thing in a tale that you understand only half of it. This is called We Dream of the Constructal Law. When we were swimming in that inland sea in Africa where we became the humans, but then left the shrinking waters, unlike those dogs that stayed along the ocean's edge. We are, of course, not seals, and only some are whales. Were there then psychopaths and schizophrenics, kings and princesses and queens? He's a prince of a man. And manipulative bastards, bitches, fools, and drunks. All these odd things had surely different names, if names at all. It's sure that we could not have lived without some several kinds of evil. Back then, there were two types of breeders, the strong and to the clever. Could it be just some corruption of those qualities that brought us all the smart stupidity of clever life and bullying, divine king's rights and fate? Through all our destiny made manifest, we've made bad choices, harmed our world, shit where we ate, fucked up our lives and our children right and wrong, justice and even truth. Our eyes and senses are not made to see and know, but rather to keep out the ghosts and clues to what is real, to real desires. God is love and the devil is desire, and perversion of them both is man. And if desire is put in prison, or let's say is exiled from our jail, the gifted clever, blind only in the soul, will see a hidden path, a path that leads to theft and joy, to shrewdness over muscle. And is there hope for humankind? Some little hope, since Darwin couldn't see more clearly into genes. Too bad Lamarck was loved by Stalin, killer of the hope that some once had of better life. But whether stark delusion or real science, was he wrong? It's clear we do not know, and those experiments of Camera were victim of a jealous plot. And if Lamarck was wholly wrong, too bad then for our dear delusion and for progress. And anyway, it goes back further still, right to the start of what we are. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you after the expulsion of the goddess, discrediting the magic nature of all birth, the creation of the city-state which brought impossibility of anarchy. The primate gloss of war with the idea of empire and chivalry, Caligula's apotheosis, Constantine's in hoc signo and donation, Simon the Rock Peter, torture, nationalism, kings and empresses, income taxes, corporate welfare, hierarchies, and a slave's respect, slavery, subservience, the coward's bomb, meat, rape, and racism, sponsors, money, classes, castes, religion, God, priests and lawyers, anything that gets us off the hook like fishes on the way to spawn, all brought the triumph of the little minds that rule the world. So history has taught us how to lie, and only some have learned that lying leads to other illnesses and scabs upon the mind that hide the tenderness that humans keep unless they're dead and dumb. But we shall be saved, set free. Some banker or a crooked politician, some one who speaks just like we talk in private soon will bring the Jubilee, and we will know the death of all our enemies, and all shall bow down to the myths within our hearts, the myths of family, the myths of music, the myths of God and Jesus, Mohammed, and of Noah, Abraham, and Britney Spears, and everyone will know the truth in the kingdom of Elvis and of Princess Di. And this need for balm is why we have invented art, politeness, loyalty, morality, and love. But from the start, a pouty 2-year-old, I knew it was a lie. I knew it was a fucking lie, that God was hidden from us all, was hidden, not omnipotent, perhaps not good, but know that we love Satan, lifted up around the world to make of God a joke, and worst of all those worshippers, the shills who yowl too loud of God, But come the revolution, we shall all be happy. And so we need a leader because they've told us so, because we need to take them seriously, and vice versa. And they've bought our minds with stories down through time, with boys' books full of heroes murderous and kind, and priests and laws, and history as taught in schools by those transmitting truths and illness of the mind. Come on now, give it up. It's way too late to save the world. The only hope is Armageddon, total war, the end of most of man. The original sin of greed. uh, the original sin of greed has kept fulfillment from the promise proffered by the henchmen down the years and carried in our hearts. The sin we've added to our load is that of non-belief in what is right, belief in shalt not kill, and thou shalt aid and shalt not harm the innocent. Ah, just joking, 'cause I do believe in you, humanity. Smiley face. And I would like to end with a poem by Stevie Smith. Uh, this is called Our Bog is Dude. Our bog is dude, our bog is dude, they lisped in accents mild. But when I asked them to explain, they grew a little wild. How do you know your bog is dude, my darling little child? We know because we wish it so. That is enough, they cried. And straight within each infant eye stood up the flame of pride. And if you do not think it so, you shall be crucified. Then tell me, darling little ones, what's dude supposing bog is? Just what we think, the answer came. Just what we think it is. They bowed their heads. Our bog is ours, and we are wholly his. But when they raised them up again, they had forgotten me. Each one upon each other glared in pride and misery. For what was dude and what their bog, they never could agree. Oh, sweet it was to leave them then, and sweeter not to see, and sweetest of all to walk alone beside the encroaching sea, the sea that soon should drown them all, that never yet drowned me. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Lovely. I'm glad you didn't read like everyone else does, Stevie Smith's Not Waving but Drowning. This is a poem that you read that I hadn't heard before, and I really appreciated it. Um, we dream of the constructive law. Wow. This is like such a huge um, towering line. We dream of the constructive law. And yes, isn't that something to hope for? A law that is constructive. Um, is there hope for humanity? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the idea, simply put, because I'm not sure I understand all of it. Simply put, that nature grows in patterns.
Ah, beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Well, a pattern of constructive law behind it, perhaps. I I had a dream where I heard there is a design energy to the divine energy. I think there certainly is. Is there hope for humanity? Great question. And the way you phrase that in the middle of a uh, reading is it just lashes out. Um, we have this list here: sponsors, money, classes, casts. It's so it's thought provoking, but it's also uh, causes misery to hear how important those things are in human life. And you know, maybe this is going off kilter a little bit, off topic, but the song "Pink Houses" by John Cougar Mellencamp. It's not a patriotic song, and yet a lot of conservatives, you know, play it at rallies or whatever as if it was. It's a study of class um, and race and money. And he meant the Ain't That America part to be ironic. So, anyhow, certainly I can hear you on the sponsors' money, classes, tasks. And my favorite phrase there was the myths of family, the myths of music. Just to even, Butter's giving a very thoughtful look, just to even conceive of a myth of music and a myth of family, which is something that's so natural uh, and part of our evolutionary, daily scientific truth, still the myth of family. It really it makes me contemplate everything more deeply. So thank you very kindly.
Thank
One
you.
moment.